left hand side. It's on the left hand. You know where that box is next to the refrigerator there.
Mhm.
It is. Oh, it's got a rubber band tied around it. It's very unique from all the other files.
This one?
Yes, babe. Thank
It
you.
wasn't there. It was on top of the Bible.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, we're on. We're not doing. Oh, are we broadcasting on the phone too?
Yes.
No, we're not. Are we?
Will is going to do it.
Yeah. Hey, brother, we're live. Are you there?
Yeah, we're going to start in about 9 minutes.
No problems, because it'll give me a chance to introduce what I want to do tonight, and I'll see you guys in 8.5 minutes.
Okay, you just want me to hold on here?
No. Call me back when you guys are officially ready to start.
We'll do it.
Thank
All right,
you.
bye.
Bye bye. You ready, Beth? 3, 2, 1, go. Greetings, family. Welcome to a special UB2B, a special Frank26 UB2B. We are bringing Will in tonight, basically to do an infomercial. In fact, we labeled it Frank26 and Will CC. We are about to change the title of this conference call. It is going to be called Point. What's that?
Leave it like that and put
Very good.
pointing.
That's exactly right. Very good. Our special CC tonight will be called Pointing. Pointing. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, like I said, it is, what is today? The 2nd of December 2020. I greet you to ktfalways.com. It is a combination of an infomercial with Will and the product that he represents, that I take, that I truly believe has kept me alive during my struggles. And they're about to come in about another 7 minutes, and they're going to talk to you for about 30 minutes. And then I wish to talk to you. If you recall, on Monday, I told you that Walking Stick was going to call me the following day, yesterday. And he did. And ladies and gentlemen, we talked a lot. So much that we had to stop. The flow in everything I say tonight on this subject of the Iraqi dinar investment is strictly in my opinion. I'm sorry. Strictly in my opinion. And we did talk. If you recall, on Monday, I told you that the 5 steps that we're in right now: number 1, the executive level; number 2, the senior executive level; number 3, the floor managers; number 4, the tellers; number 5, the Iraqi citizens. I believe that we are at number 3. I have a surprise for you tonight, and I will show you that surprise when Will and company that he has with him It's a doctor that he's bringing. When they're done talking, I'm going to talk to you. The problem is that this was the conversation that I have been avoiding with Walking Stick for a few weeks now. Ever since I had the dream. You see, the dream is what led to the executive levels about 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, the senior level. Last week, and we believe that the floor managers are being prepared now. I found it extremely interesting what Walking Stick talked to me about. As I was listening to him, I realized the value. The problem is that it was extremely complicated. In fact, I made a post on our forum yesterday, and I said, Walking Stick and I, we talked, family. We talked. What he shared with me has already been released. See you tonight on our UB2B. And by the way, what he shared is so complex. It is so detailed. It is so well calculated. It is so brilliant. I honestly do not know when nor how I will share this with you, but time will tell. So I decided to take advantage of coming on Will's call tonight to point in the direction that you need to study right now. Truly, sincerely, I want to tell you everything. I can't. It was so in-depth. It is so brilliant. This is because of President Trump. He has put Iraq in a position where they can lift the value of their currency now. And I told you the Fab Four were the ones that put it together with the Central Bank of Iraq. The moment that Donald Trump became president in 2016, hold on please. And I told you that the evidence is all in our final article threads. Tonight, I will point in the direction that you need to start studying. And as far as what I have, I can't give it to you directly right now. But the ironic thing, it's already released. So, we are preparing ourselves for our next Monday conference call to talk to you. By then, many things are going to happen. And you will be able to understand a little bit clearer by next Monday. But if you are a student and not a complainer, if you have the heart of a lion to understand what you have involved yourself in, and not the heart of a lazy individual that just simply wants to be spoon-fed with a date and a rate and nothing more, then you have a good chance of understanding why your breath is as close to your lungs as this investment is to your heart.
Woohoo!
And that's a good introduction. The floor is yours, my dear brother. Have fun.
Hey, Doc, did you hear that? We might be close, baby.
Well, somebody will have to text me or call me or something and let me know, because if today is any indication, I didn't even have time to eat. I had to chew in someone's ear as I was trying to teach them how to get well. So, amen, hallelujah.
All right. Well, listen, guys, this is Will Lambert. Welcome to Frank's Wednesday evening health conference call. It is a blessing to be here with you, as always. Frank, I love the white suit, the red shirt, and the white tie. That's cool.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. That's sharp. Listen, basically what I've done here this evening is I've brought over a naturopathic doctor to you guys. He has treated over 25,000 patients in his 30-year experience in naturopathic medicine. The products that Frank and I have discovered a few years back, this gentleman actually had an experience with them that brought him out of retirement to share them with people. He considered them so important. And I'm gonna cover with you why they were so important to him, or why he considered them so important, in just a moment. But I just wanted to introduce Dr. Rich Petrus out of West Virginia. Hey, Dr. Rich.
Hey, Will. It's a pleasure to be here. Hey, Frank.
Yes, sir. Listen, guys. Hey, you YouTubers, hang in there with us now. Let me drop it all. You're going to miss out on some free product. All right. Dr. Rich, let me ask you a question. What kind of a value did you see in this product that you couldn't find in other products that you were presently using in your, you're good, Frank, that you were presently using in your
The recording has
practice?
started.
Forgot to dang well do that, didn't I now?
Well, everybody's different. Everybody was created differently. Everybody's genome is completely different. Their cell structure is different. So the needs of every individual person cellularly are completely different. Now, when you translate that to a medical understanding, when people came to me or would come to me for help, I had to test every single one of them, because every one of them, because they were different cellularly, required a different protocol of nutrients to take in determining what system of the body wasn't functioning the way it should be. It was a lot of work to determine the needs of every single person. Then, of course, as a true naturopath should do, they had to be retested within 2 to 4 weeks, because the needs would change. And then it was my responsibility, once they met their health goal, or we got them to where they wanted to be and the system of the body was working correctly, then it was my responsibility to get them off of most of those nutrients and just get them on a maintenance program.
It sounds like to me that you were doing a lot of work with each individual and just prescribing different things for each individual.
Well, not prescribing, but determining what their needs were. And unfortunately, I mean, we were very successful. If a naturopath utilizes his or her training correctly, then we determine what a person needs, and then we get them off of what it is that they tested for initially for future, health and wellness needs. However, unfortunately, some people who came to me were really, really ill, and we weren't able to help everybody. Most people we were, but there were some that we could not help, regardless of what we did, what we tried, what we had available. And I had the best formulations there were known to man. My wife and I researched, and we got the best of what was available. But the reason, when I looked at the science of nutrigenomics initially, and I saw that without a doubt, scientifically validated, that when a person, when a person's cells are activated and their gene expression is increased, this process works for every single person, regardless of what their affliction is. That's what I looked at, and my wife and I watched the initial science videos. There were 2 or 3 of them initially. We watched them 3 times, and we both simultaneously looked at each other and said, we have got to come out of retirement. This process works for everybody, bar none. It doesn't matter what age, how difficult or serious their situation is, how far gone they are, doesn't matter what the doctors say, it's going to work for everybody's uniquely created genome, because the cells, guided by the genes, determine what needs to be done in their body relative to their need and their issue, and the person's own cell structure does the correcting in the right place at the right time, the right amount, etc. And we just looked at each other and said, this is what we've waited for our entire life. We have got to get busy and share the science.
I tell you what, and folks, he has gotten busy. His influence spans 10 different countries on 4 different continents, and yeah, he's sitting in the back hills in West Virginia up there. Pretty cool. Dr. Ridge, let me ask you a question now. You said that the product works as far as nutrigenomics is concerned, and it works for everyone in every situation as far as their health is concerned, no matter what it is that's afflicting them. Let me ask you a question. How in the world is that even possible? Do we have a key that unlocks what it is that causes our affliction in the first place?
Well, that's an excellent question, and the answer to that is yes. Talk just a minute about centurions. Centurions are people who live to 100 and sometimes well beyond. And the reason that they do that is their gene expression doesn't shut off. Their gene expression doesn't diminish. The key to health, wellness, and longevity, or the body's ability to overcome afflictions when a person how can I say this? When a person is afflicted, when they are told that they have some kind of a problem and it needs medical attention, it all has to do with gene expression. And nutrigenomics is the science of using food-based formulas to enhance gene expression. So what happens when a person's gene expression is enhanced? When that occurs, especially to a substantially high level, then that means that person's cells function like they did when they were newborn to 10 years of age. And here's the key factor. There's nothing in allopathic medicine, surgery, prescription medications, I don't care what modality of treatment, that enhances gene expression. When a person's genes express themselves at the highest possible level, then those genes, the 20 to 35,000 encoded genes located within the nucleus of 17 trillion cells in the body, when those genes are enhanced and they express themselves correctly, they produce 4, here's the key. If you don't learn anything else tonight, focus on the next 60 seconds. The genes create 4 antioxidative enzymes: glutathione, superoxide dismutase, catalase, and hemioxygenase. When those 4 antioxidative enzymes are produced at maximum levels, they neutralize 1 million free radicals per second, 24 hours a day. And there may be some people on the call saying, well, okay, so why is that important? It's important because those antioxidative enzymes neutralize free radicals. So what's the big deal about that? Free radicals, the damage that free radicals do, they cause every single affliction that a person all the 248 diseases that doctors treat with surgery and prescriptions are all caused by free radical damage. And when we get to be about the age of 30, Will, the genes get a little worn out. They don't express themselves as well as they did when they were younger, and they don't produce as many of those enzymes. And here's the key factor. This is it. This is what we all need to know. Then when we get to be about the age of 30, then there are less enzymes to neutralize free radicals. There are now more free radicals than enzymes can neutralize, and guess what? In medicine, this is called age-related oxidative stress. And at this particular time, for every single individual on God's green earth, this is when they start to age, and this is when disease begins to manifest. And every year that we age, every year that we get older chronologically, we age more, and disease manifests more because the imbalance becomes greater. There is nothing that an allopathic doctor or a naturopathic doctor using supplements can reverse. That you cannot change that factor. But using the science of nutrigenomics, we can reverse that situation and put the genes and the cells and the antioxidative enzymes back in charge. We can restore our youthful bodily function, and we can live happily ever after, at least to be 100, maybe longer, especially if we use the most powerful approach in nutrigenomics called the tri-synergy approach.
Hey, oh man, you shucking and jiving me. Listen, how in the world can people on this call tonight believe what you just said? Is there some sort of proof out there of what you just said?
Oh my God! When this was introduced to me, and the person that introduced this science to me tried it for 3 years, very subtly. Rich, just watch one link. Just watch one short link with 3 short videos on it. It's all science. It's 3 medical doctors, and just see what you think. Well, when we watched that link 3 times, Tippy and I came unglued. So, Will, I'm sure you can share with them the link that I'm talking about and let them see for themselves. This isn't snake oil. This isn't some maybe. This isn't something you buy at Walmart or GNC or Dollar General. This is medically validated, the key benchmark formula, the cellular activator that activates the NRF2 protein to get from the outer wall of a cell to the nucleus to activate the genes to produce the antioxidative enzyme. The scientist that created that formulation, and it's a natural formulation, it took him 45 years of really hard work to perfect it. And it is more medically validated on PubMed.gov, the leading medical research scientist for peer-reviewed medical research in the world. It is highly, highly researched, and it is highly effective. And again, the great thing is it turns the cells back on, stops the damage. When the damage is stopped, the cells now begin the repair process, and I don't care what it is from A to Z. You can name them all. In the last 3 years, I've had 18 to 20,000 people referred to me, and 98% of them are now and most of them were chronically or terminally ill. And all of those people, 98% of them, went from a very unhealthy state to a very healthy condition right now, enjoying life. They're productive again, great mental acuity, great physical stamina. They're now healthy again like they were when they were younger. And some people started when they were 40, 50, 60, 68, 70. One person was 91. I mean, my goodness gracious, that person was told from Canada that they had maybe 10 days to live in a week. Oh my God, it was incredible. They called me up and I didn't recognize them. I said, who is this? And they told me. And they said, I stopped drinking distilled water and I did what you told me. I'm hanging my hat on the science. I went from not being able to get out of the chair and couldn't move with intense pain. I walked, and she told me I walked 2.5 miles today. That took 7 days. It's not always that quick, but it works for everyone at every age, scientifically validated, and it'll work for anyone on this call tonight.
Now, let me ask you a question. You say scientifically validated.
Yep.
Who else is validating this besides you on this call this evening? I mean, who is it that we know of that has been studying this that is saying basically the same thing you're saying?
Well, let's give a couple examples. Washington State University Med School did a very expensive and extensive peer-reviewed study. They spent their own money. This wasn't the company that makes this formulation available. And after they concluded their research study, their synopsis or conclusion was that this is the most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. How about some of the other peer-reviewed studies conducted in laboratories of respected universities like Ohio State University, LSU, the University of Colorado, Denver, Virginia Commonwealth University, Colorado State University, Texas Tech University, and in some medical journals like Free Radical Biology and Medicine, Enzyme Research, the American Heart Association, the American Journal of Physiology, which studies lung, cellular, and molecular physiology. I mean, the list is extensive. Well, there's 29 peer-reviewed studies. These are people that spent millions of dollars of their own money to validate the 45 years of research. And by the way, the scientists that formulated the NRF2 formula that gets that very important protein from the outer wall to the nucleus, he was awarded the Elliott Cresson Medal from the Franklin Institute, which is more prestigious than a Nobel Peace Prize in medicine.
Wow.
One more. National Institute of Health and Aging. They did their study. Everybody's heard of the National Institute of Health and Aging. Quote, proven to impact lifespan by 7% while delaying disease and increased longevity. Now that's before we had the tri-synergy approach. Well, in 6 days I'm going to be 71. Well, if you multiply 7 times 7, that's 40. That's 5 years. That would mean that for an individual like myself, that would be 5 extra quality productive years. But we now know if we add the pretend NAD synergizer to the NRF1 and the NRF2, that a person should, validated by peer-reviewed research and over a 3-year period of time, duplicated several times, that one should expect to live to at least 100 or maybe longer. Now, you can supply the link. You can supply it. Let people see it for themselves. This is what turned me on to this research, and it's why I knew I had to get busy and start teaching people the science so that they could make a logical, prudent decision to take control of their health without spending inordinate amounts of money at a doctor and being told bad news and believing it and
departing prematurely.
And if a person believes what a doctor tells them, if they say you've got 6 months to live, then they're hearing I've got 6 months till I die, and they start dying. It doesn't have to be that way, and we've proven that over the last 3 years.
Hey, listen, now there's a lot of really healthy people out here that are taking care of themselves, that are taking supplementation and taking vitamins and magnesium and potassium and, all the rest. I mean, they're just, they're health conscious. They really are. Now, what are they doing? What's the difference between what they're doing and what this particular product can offer them?
Well, Will, it's just, first of all, and listen, I was the king of supplementation. That's what I used. However, I didn't keep people on supplements any longer than I had to. I minimized them, but I tested to see when to take them off. But supplementation is now old school. And I'm going to tell you, folks, it's just as bad to be taking 8, 10, 12 supplements that you think are doing good, doing your body good. How do you know that it's good for you? Because you read it somewhere, you heard it, you saw an infomercial. I mean, your body has to metabolize all of those supplements. They're food-based formulas, and it puts a tremendous burden on your liver. So taking a whole handful of supplements is truly just as bad as taking a whole handful of prescription medications. So, sometimes a person needs magnesium or potassium or needs something like that short term as a targeted approach. But if you eat a good diet, you drink good water, make sure you have proper bowel elimination, and that's an issue there, Will. A lot of people go 2, 3, 4 days longer without a bowel movement, and the doctor tells them that's okay, it's normal for you. It's not normal. A person should eliminate 2 or 3 times a day. That's an issue. It needs to be fixed. But again, my God, liver is important. It's a filter. But if you eat a good diet, you drink good water, you get proper rest, you take care of yourself, you minimize your stress, you can, and if you're worried about the required daily amounts of your basic nutrients that the cells of the body need, take a good multivitamin mineral formula once a day and get those required daily amounts. Then eat good meals. You don't have to take all those supplements. You're really doing yourself harm. Activate your cells. Let them do the job that they need to do. It'll maintain what's called cellular intelligence. Now your genes recognize what's wrong. If cells need to perk up their function, they go up. That's the cellular intelligence. That's upregulation. If it's an overdrive, it needs to get down. Then the genes will cause that to happen. That's called homeostasis, proper cellular balance and performance. So take a vitamin, drink good water, make sure your bowels are moving correctly, but activate your cells and gene expression and revert back to a function when you were very young again. Keep the antioxidants in control so they don't do any more damage, and live a good, healthy life. Even if you don't have anything wrong, you still need to enhance your gene expression and increase those antioxidative enzymes, because at the ripe young age of 30, that's when you start to die. That's when you start to age, and anyone can stop that. Now, do people younger than that need that? Oh, there's a lot of people and a lot of children that need to enhance their cell performance and activate their cells. It depends on what they're going through. Some young children will inherit a high level of oxidative stress from the blood of mom when mom was carrying them. She didn't mean to do that. She didn't know that was the case, but it sometimes happens. And we live in a toxic world, radiation, toxicity in the air, foods that aren't as good as they should be, and have a lot of chemicals in them. So sometimes younger children have these afflictions too. And dogs and horses, they have high levels of oxidative stress. And if you have a dog that's ailing, we have a solution. It's the same process we use with humans, but there's a dog formula. And horses that are ailing, as big as those horses are, give them in a little bit of grain or something of that nature, one of those NRF2 tablets a day, and watch and see what happens. Will, it's the most incredible time of my life. I'm older than I ever have been. We're helping more people than we've ever helped in our life, and most people get over what they're going through. And guess what? When they get well, when doctors tell them they can't, and they've received the gift of life and hope, they don't keep that good news to themselves. They tell everybody that they know. And then everybody says, listen, Will, how did you do that? you look so good, you look great. I know what the doctor said, but my goodness gracious. And you can just simply say, thank you for asking me. You can watch this short video like I did, and you'll see what's going to happen to your cells. That's what happened to mine. That's the good news, Will. We are offering people the gift of life and hope. And what a time to do that. During these unprecedented times, everybody's filled with fear. Don't fear. God is in control. Everything's going to work out. Do we need to stay silent and quiet? No. We need to be patriots and rise up and say what we need to say and do our part and stand up for our country. But our health is really important. If we're not healthy, we can't fight the good fight. And what a time to give a gift of life and hope during this time, this Christmas time. And this is the perfect opportunity to teach a person how to get well.
Amen. Wow, that's powerful, dude. That is really powerful. And I want to thank you for being here this evening because, I mean, you were saying, when you were saying, you know, when someone sees someone who has been sick and they say, wow, you look so much better, I was just picturing Frank in my mind, you know, because when he came back from Hawaii, he was looking a little, you know, whatever. It wasn't good. It wasn't looking good. And you look at him now on screen, and he looks great. He really looks great. And I'm just so happy for him. I'm really, really, really happy for him. And, you know, this thing with Frank and me and Dr. Rich and Jackie and Brian Holly and all the rest of us in supporting Frank, it's always been about supporting Frank because Frank and Tink have supported tens of thousands of people. Tens of thousands of people around the world and given of themselves so long in this investment that we find ourselves in. And it was always my intention from the very first day to assist them to create themselves some sort of income so that they could just continue doing what they're doing. That he's got higher hopes of not only doing this investment thing, but also creating a mission for Jesus Christ. Amen. And that is even a bigger mission.
Amen.
And that's why we're here. That's why we're telling you about this wonderful product line. Because not only does it assist you in your efforts to stay well, be well and stay well, but it also assists Frank and Tink in their efforts to bless all of us with what's in between their ears. And that's a great thing. Now, Dr. Rich, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know you have another call in about 30 minutes. Go grab yourself some supper. I know you hadn't even eaten today. Go grab yourself some supper, and I appreciate you being with us. You're such a blessing to all of us.
It's always my pleasure, and I'll end with this. For me, this is not a business. This is a ministry, and you can't be blessed unless you bless somebody else. And knowing what I know, having the knowledge that I have gained by just looking and studying the science, if I don't share it, God bless me. I need to pay the blessing forward. It's the gift of life and hope, and that is what it is that we're doing. We're helping one person at a time to learn how to get well.
Amen. Amen. All right. What I want to do, folks, is this. I have all of the studies in an email. I have all the information. I got Frank's website. I got the product line, the descriptions. I got it all. I got it all in an email. And I want to send it to you. So, what you can do, if you want to talk with Dr. Rich, directly, just give me a ring. I'll arrange that for you. No problem. But I want to get this information to you. So I'm going to give you my phone number and my email address so you can request that information and I can get it over to you. I do not email blast people. I only send you what you ask for, period. That's all I do. I'm not going to do that to you guys. This is the family. We don't try to tick off the family by sending them an email they didn't ask for. So here we go. My telephone number, if you'd like to request this information, is 910-690-6600. 6008. That's my phone number. You can call me or text me. And if you text me, just say, I'm with Frank, here's my email address, and I know what to send and I know who to send it to, okay? You can do that. That's no big deal. If you prefer emailing, if you don't text, I've met a lot of people that do not text. I met this one guy the other day, he said, I still got my flip phone. He didn't even have a smartphone. And he said, I don't do that. So anyway, here's an email address that you can blast an email over to. So just in the subject line or in the body of it, just say, I'm with Frank, send me the information. That's all you need to say. It is CLQUIK12@gmail.com. That's CLQUIK12@gmail.com. Now, if y'all will hang on with me a minute, we're going to give away some stuff. I got to get back to the computer because I want to see this. This is going to be fun.
Hey, Will,
Yes, sir. Go right ahead, Franker.
is the doctor still with us?
He is.
Doctor?
No, wait a minute. He might be gone. That just might be me and you on the phone. I'm sorry.
Well, with that in mind, I want to say something while you get yourself ready to give away the free
All right.
gift. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that I am dealing with this little troublemaker of mine that's in my bladder. I have been taking Protandem. I think is it about 4 years now, Will? How long have we been together?
Actually, we're approaching 3. We're approaching 3 right now.
So it's about 3 years that I've been taking this product. And if
Yes,
you
sir.
if you listen carefully, family, they told you this a medical doctor told you, and you can go look up in what is it?
PubMed.
PubMed.gov.
That's PUBMED dot gov GOV. What is that? It's basically the telephone book for medical doctors. Yeah.
Amen.
When they come,
Amen.
when they discover something, when they're researching something, when they're looking for something, any new medicine or anything, they go to that site and they print their data. Well, these doctors have been printing data about this product. And for them to actually say what was said tonight, and for that matter, many institutions, medical institutions, laboratories, are backing up this statement that if you take this product, it will extend your life by what is it again?
7%.
7%. Hey, let's say the average is 70 years. 7 times 7 is 40. You want an extra 5 years? Now, in my case, I've been taking it for 3 years. You know what that did to the mitochondria, the powerhouse of my cells? You know what it did to the nucleus, the computer of my cells? It reinforced them to the point that it was almost as if I was 20 years old. And when this little troublemaker came into my life in my bladder, the doctors couldn't figure it out. You just came back from where? Hawaii. I said, no, say it right, Hawaii. But yeah, I just did. It was pretty tough. I had to get up every 30 minutes, just to go to the bathroom. I was in great pain. I've been passing blood for over 3 months. I know I was stubborn. And they told me, they said, your creatinine level is the level of a dead person. Your blood pressure is 210 over 110. I said, it's been that way for 3 months. You should be dead. There's no way that you have these vital signs. Get your gluteus maximus into the hospital as soon as you can. So actually, I went to the doctor as soon as we landed. The following day, we got up and I went to the doctor. And they did blood work, and he says, well, according to the Hawaii doctors, it says that you got a tumor the size of a mandarin orange inside your bladder, son. No wonder all these numbers are crazy. But in all honesty, we don't understand these numbers. They're not for a living person. So I told him, I said, look, by the grace of God, I made it. I'm here. Get in there and just get this tumor out of me. So they did. Praise God. And I thanked them. But the more I thought about it, because I had to spend 5 days in the hospital, by myself because of COVID. My wife couldn't see me. Nobody could come and see me. And I sat there and I thought and thought and thought about it. And I think it was around the third day, it hit me hard. If I had not been taking this product for the last 3 years, yeah, it buys you about 5 years, to extend your life. But it bought me time. It bought me time. And I'm still here with you by the grace of God. And in my opinion, this product had a lot to do with it. I have a background in biology. I'm a respiratory therapist. My whole family's medically oriented. My son and his wife, they're both physical therapists. My daughter's in sports medicine. We're all medically oriented, and I couldn't figure out why I was still alive, but by the grace of God.
Hey, Frank,
Yeah.
are your doctors surprised that you're doing as well as you are at the moment?
They're angry. My doctor, every time I see him, normally when you see somebody, hi, Frank, he sticks in something in between hi, Frank. He says, hi, you're going to die, Frank. Ain't that right, Tink?
Yep.
That's all the guy ever tells me every time I go see him. So I've only gone to see him twice since he operated on me. And that was what, that was 8 months ago. He told me, he says, look, now that we got this out of you, come back in about a week, as soon as you get strong again, and we're going to take out your bladder. We're going to take out your your bladder, your prostate, and your lymph nodes. And I say, why? He said, because if you don't, the cancer is going to metastasize and spread. It's been 8 months, ladies and gentlemen. I still take this product.
Well, listen, weren't you supposed to be passed away after 6 months?
Yeah, and he told me, he says, you're not going to live past 6 months if you don't let me take out these things and put a little bag on your side and a little buddy bag. Yeah, and you'll be fine for the rest of your life. And I said, isn't there anything else you can do? And he said, no. Well, I strongly disagreed with him. And you now know that God bought me time. And now I'm a CRISPR. Now I'm a CRISPR. And soon you will know what that means. And I've already told you, start studying it because you're going to get involved in it one day. You're going to get involved in it one day. You see, there's 3 that are against you. The food industry doesn't care what they give you. They don't care what they give you. There are 5 major food companies. Like, for example, the meats is all by Tyson. The vegetable, you know what I mean? So the 5 food groups, they are covered with more chemicals than you could make an explosive bomb out of all the chemicals that they use. I'm serious. Just give me the nitrates alone that they use to preserve our foods. Our food that they feed us by the food industry is to make you sick when you're between 60 and 70 years old. It is programmed that way. Why? So that you go to the hospital, you go to the doctor, and mostly everybody says, well, I got cancer, heart problems, And what do they say? Well, we're going to cut you open. No! If you cut a system open, it spreads to another system in the body by the bloodstream. Stupid, and you know that. And number 2, we're going to hit you with chemotherapy. No! I'll be back in a few years and you'll have another cancer that I have to deal with. Isn't there anything else that you can do? No. Hi, you're going to die, Frank. Unbelievable.
Not.
And then when I go, I eat the garbage all my life, okay, thinking it's good for me. And then I go to the doctor, and he tells me only one thing, one process, a barbaric way to deal with this big C. That's dumb. And I'm not done yet. So I say to him, why do you want to hit me with that? Why don't you do this and this and this and this and this? He said, no, chemotherapy, that's it. Radiation, that's it. Cut you open, operation, that's it. Why? Because that's what the insurance pays for. Why, you dirty rat, you.
That's how I make my living.
Are you kidding me? Really? I wanted him to do a CAT scan on me so that we could see it again when I came back from Hawaii. You know what he said? No. I said, what do you mean no? There's no CAT scan. There's no MRI. There's no PET scan that's going to tell me the size of your tumor. And I thought, you're either stupid or you're lying. Because that's how the medical industry observes. We want to see if maybe it's shrunk after you operated on. Maybe it's shrunk. No, nothing's going to show you. What? I tell you what. How much you need? $1,500. There it is. Go ahead now. Take a picture of me again before you even consider to cut me open. I have to pay for it. And you know why he wouldn't take the picture? The MRI? Because he said my insurance wouldn't pay for a second one. What's that got to do with my health? I'm fighting for my life. They don't care, family. They don't care. When I go in there, you know what my name is? You know what my name is? December the 20th, 1955. Isn't that right, too? Isn't that right, too?
Yep.
They never ask me, how you doing, Mr. Frank? The only thing they want to know is, what's your date of birth? Why? Because their system then has everything else that matches that date of birth. Bedside manners really suck in the medical industry. Now, there are good doctors. But unfortunately, my doctor, for some reason, he's got these blinders. He's so dogmatic. He's so stubborn. He will not do anything else. I told him, I said, look, I'm taking this product. And by the way, many of you are asking, what's the name of the product? What's the name of the product? If we give you the name of the product, you're going to go to, eBay, Tampa Bay, wherever you go to buy stuff on the internet. And you're going to look it up. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me order it. But you have no idea how old that product is. You have no idea who you're buying it. You're getting it from Frank and Jan and Will. We'll take good care of you. We don't want you to
There's
go.
a lot of knockoff product out there and pretty blue bottles like ours that it just isn't ours. It just is counterfeit. I mean, we've experienced a counterfeit election here. I think everybody can see that. They do that to products on the internet as well. I mean, it's not just our product either. It's any popular product out there. They get knocked off like crazy. It's ridiculous. Listen, Frank.
You're going to get a call.
I've enjoyed our time together, but I need to give some free product away so you can get on with whatever it is you got to do tonight too now.
You bet. Just one more quick little thing. The doctor said that that in his opinion, he doesn't think that we should be taking supplements. I disagree, and in a very polite way. But you know what, though? He is correct. How many of you eat right? How many of you eat food, drink water, breathe air that has no radiation, that has no contamination, no pesticides, no chemicals? How many of you? Huh? Let me see your hands. None of you? Well, trust me, you need supplementation. And that's what the doctor was trying to say. If you eat right, if you exercise right, if you eat food that is clean, but what are the odds? They're against you. This product is like insurance. Did your house burn down? No. Then why do you have fire insurance? Do you realize the insurance that is in me for the last 3 years is keeping me alive, in my opinion?
Amen.
You have a person by the name of Tony that's going to be calling you because he keeps saying, I'm going to get it. I'm going to call. Okay, I want this. All right, Tony, you call Will. Will, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just had a girl named Terry call me, but she was like, oops, he's still on the call.
Well, okay, let's end it. Go ahead and give me the magic word that you want them to
All
play.
right, let's do RV.
RV. The first one that types RV. RV. First one that types R and then V.
Joette wins.
Oh, really?
I'm sitting here
You can
watching
see it?
Yep.
I can't see it. Oh, there
I
it is.
watched it.
Okay, I see it. I
Look
see
at all
it.
them RVs popping up.
I see it.
Joette, you won, sweetie.
I got one of
I
these.
hope it's a sweetie. I hope it's not a guy. Can't tell by that name, for goodness sake. I don't even think I've ever
What's it?
seen Joette before.
What, Tink?
Oh,
It's already
wow.
on the product.
Hey, listen,
Oh, she's
I'm going
already
to
on
do
Let's do another one.
I'm going to do Tequila Charles, and I'm going to do Joette.
Okay, there you go. So you all get a hold of Will. Go ahead, Will. Tell him how.
All right, just call me or text me your shipping address, okay? You can do that at this number. I'm going to give you the number. And if you need the number again, just type in, in the chat there, you want the number again, and it'll be there forever for you. 910-690-6008. All right? And I'll send it on out to you.
Thank you,
God bless
Will.
you.
God bless you too, and thank you for bringing this product into my life.
God bless you all. I appreciate all of you. Have a blessed evening, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Well, I want to thank Dr. Was it Rich is his name?
Dr. Rich. Yes.
Yeah, I want to thank Dr. Rich. I want to thank Will. And I want to thank all of you for being with us tonight and to hear this. We are now walking into the second part. Yes, Hank?
Do you want to record on the phone still? Because if not, we'll hang up. Because Will was doing the recording with the phone and you're not hooked up.
If we disconnect the phone, the people that are listening are not going to be able to hear.
No one's hearing anything right now anyway.
Nobody's on
Unless
the
they're
phone?
They are, but that's him. He's doing this with his phone. You were not connected to the...
If I am not connected, I don't. Oh, they just got disconnected because he hung up. Well, they need to come to the. They need to come to the UB. Well, they're coming, Tink. It's already. Look at it. Just went up to 1.1, so there's 100 or more. Yeah, let's just go ahead and not do no recording. Do we have Shane taking notes?
I believe so.
The notes are only for premium, right?
They're inside.
All righty.
See,
Well, then
she's
that's
open.
okay too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's walk into the second part of our UB2B tonight that is called pointing. I wish to point in a direction for you tonight. Now, before we do that, I am going to play you a recording. Now, what happened was that I got a hold of Delta this today, and I said, Delta, I'd like to talk to you about what Walking Sticks Firm and their two banks were told. And he said, yes, thank you, let's talk. So I gave him the report, and about 30 minutes into our conversation, I said, hold on, let me make a recording, because I'd like for the family to hear our conversation, because it'll help me tonight, to explain. Now, I've already told him what happened between Walking Stick and I. And you're going to hear a little bit, and then you're going to hear a lot of bit about the subjects surrounding our conversation. When this recording is over with, and it's 21 minutes and 21 seconds long, when this recording is over, I'll spend probably 5 more minutes with you to try to point. But if you listen carefully, you'll be able to hear where we're pointing. Please enjoy.
Yesterday, but since they postponed that, that doesn't make any sense. Now they're gonna have it on Saturday. Now imagine, even if the leak comes out on Saturday from the budget, and let's say they say, oh, the rate is gonna be 1-to-1 or trillions to billions, whatever it is, nobody can do anything because it's a holiday anyway. All the banks are off, so nobody.
I'm pausing because I want to. Jan, can you help me? I need this speaker, which is connected where? Right here? Is this it? Thank you. I hope you, well, let's see if I can rewind it. I don't know if I can.
Nobody can do, even speculators, they cannot do nothing on the weekend. And then Sunday, maybe this. Now imagine, even if the leak comes out on Saturday from the budget, and let's say they say, oh, the rate is going to be 1-to-1 or trillions to billions, whatever it is, nobody can do anything because it's a holiday anyway. All the banks are off, so nobody can do, even speculators, they cannot do nothing on the weekend. And then Sunday, maybe the CPI will show the rate if the budget does have the new rate. And we have to consider this too. So it could happen really the next 24, 48 hours. Maybe in my opinion, of course, I might be wrong, but really, if you think about it, Frankie, and whatever they told us, and remember, they emphasized that the 2021 budget is going to implement whatever the white paper does have in it. And what does the white paper have?
The new rate?
Items is
The new rate?
The new rate. Absolutely. So now just think about it. You keep postponing that. And remember, we talked about this a long time ago when we thought that the budget 2020 and 19, you and I, we hit on this subject so many times. And we said all the time, if that's the case, then when the government gives that before the leak goes out, then the CBI logic say that they have to show us a rate. Otherwise, it's going to be a leak. There's going to be a leakage in the rate before the CBI show that. So that's why maybe, I might be wrong, maybe the council of minister, they had to postpone till Saturday because maybe the CBI, they were not ready to pull the trigger on Tuesday or this week. So the council of minister, they have to postpone it till Saturday to give probably whatever the 2, 3, 4 days that the CPI wanted it to do in order for them to pull the trigger. So this could be another case, but I'm gonna see and watch because I want to be honest with you. When the council of minister came out and said, "Oh, we're going to postpone the reading of the budget," I started laughing, and I was so excited because I think, no, then maybe our theory could be right because they told us about this new budget is going to have a new rate, and even the financial ministry, he said it's a secret. We cannot discuss the numbers. etc. So very, very possible that whatever Walker Stick is telling you and the forms and everything, maybe they're way in advanced stage right now that the rate has to come out between now and then, unless the council of ministers again postpone the reading or the discussion of the budget from Saturday, and they might say, "Oh, we're going to do it next week." But this is a very interesting point. You have to really think about it and reconsider that too, because this is what they told us. We might be wrong, but remember, it is in the final article. And they told everybody that the 2021 budget is going to be different. They're going to have a new rate in it, and they're going to move forward to do it. So this is really very interesting, what we are right now. But this is really very, very interesting to see that. And again, it's very possible that we might see the rate on December, which is this month. If the budget has a rate like they told us.
Yeah, oh, it does. Oh, it does. I mean, you say it's interesting. I think it's very suspicious. It's very suspicious. They were psyched. They were ready. Like I told you, Kurdistan showed up today. They had their whole delegation, and then all of a sudden they get the news as well too. Yeah, we postponed it. Why? Well, yeah, it's a secret. We know about the secret. It's in the white papers. We're the ones that want the white papers to be activated now. That's why we're here. We want that, everything to start working internationally.
And bingo, you just said it. I mean, with the Parliament, absolutely right. Because remember, the implementation of the white paper was supposed to take place 1/1/21, but the Parliament wanted economy to implement now. They don't want to wait till then. And remember, the whole white paper does not work without the rate. So they definitely need the rate. They definitely need Article 8. And again, we did talk about this, you and I, when Saudi Arabia came to Iraq, and we told you they're just rushing, and you got the central bank governor of Saudi Arabia with the central bank governor of Iraq. They're talking about, operation the TBI bank in Saudi Arabia that have been open for over 2.5 years, and they cannot do that. And very important confirmation about the custom coding. The system that militiaman did explain to everybody, and that one definitely there's a coding, you need conversion, and then you have the WTO that is supposedly Iraq they're going to join early 2021. I mean, all those indications showing that really something is up, and this time it's totally different than other years, and definitely they have no choice. And Iraq knows that, everybody knows that, and again, we are in a very good and right position. But the only thing, like I said, is if really the budget of 2021 has a rate, and then, like I said, suspicious that now we need to delay till Saturday because they're expecting the CBI to pull the trigger around the week, maybe. It could not work because they need probably 2, 3, 4 more days to iron some things out. And then, even Saturday, the rate comes out from the budget, but nobody can do anything because the banking is closed. Nobody's going to open. And then Sunday, maybe, it's very possible that we might see something because, again, if the budget say, by the way, we have the rate of, $1 and the CBI didn't announce it, this is actually against the policies and regulations and it's considered as inside trading. And that's going to be a violation, actually, of the CBI code. Yeah. So that's why before the council minister, because remember, the council minister, you have all his ministries, you're going to be able to see the rate right there. Because remember, not all of them, they know the rate.
And they're demanding to see it.
Right. And this is what's going on. So the CBI, really now, we're in good position. And like I said, whatever, walking stick, the report that he gave you, that make perfect sense. That, you know what? This is what's going on is.
That report, like I told you, when he started with me yesterday, he says, are you ready? And I said, yes, sir. He said, and sit down. I said, I am. I'm ready. And as he started, and I'm listening, and I'm listening, and I'm listening, and I'm like, what? And then when he said, what I just told you, because I'm just now starting a recording. I don't want anyone to know. But what I already told you, okay? I was shocked. I was like, wait a minute. But how is that possible? And when he showed me the math principles that the Fab Four used, holy cow, this is all Donald Trump. He put Iraq in the position to raise the value of their currency. And we have about 38 billion dinars in our treasury. And I'm afraid that Biden is going to steal it. He's not going to give it to the United States to help our economy. But this is brilliant. It is complex. And like I told you, when he started, oh my goodness, We got up to the 9 pages of notes, and I said, "Wait a minute, this sounds familiar. Hold on." And I went and got the article, and I read it to him, and he says, "That's wrong. It's not 60 trillion." And as he starts to break it down, and he shows me the math principles that they used, I said, "Now that makes sense." And when he tells me the denominations, I'm like, "Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense." But he then continues. Well, I was around page 5. By the time I got to page 9, I said, "Wait a minute. My brain is exploding here." He says, "Let's stop. Let's stop, because what I've given you is nothing more but the basics. This is long, it's in depth, it's complex, but it is brilliant. It is going to work, and they're about to, to do this." So, well, that's why I believe, Delta, that in my heart that, yeah, they're in the process this week into next week to go into the third stage of the banks and tell from the executive to the senior and now to the floor managers. And maybe sometime like after Christmas, it'll probably be positioned to give it to the tellers. Once the tellers have it, our Firefly will tell me, that's for sure, but I won't tell nobody. But once they have it, once I say the tellers have it, I don't have to say anything else. But then that would be, I would approximate maybe like around the 4th week, sometime after Christmas. And let's just say from the 4th week of December to the 4th week of January. Look out! It's like an intersection where you have 4 cars coming together at an intersection. We're about to have a huge crash. The WTO, the CBI, the international world, and the citizens getting their purchasing power in their back. Kurdistan showed up today asking about the HCL. I mean, that also needs the rate. Everything.
And not only that, you remember even the financial minister came up, it was about like last week when he said that we're going to come up with bond worth 3 to 5 billion. By the way, he said the dinar is going to be fixed.
Yeah.
The Iraqi, and it never happened before. We have some bond before.
1-to-1.
But for him to say that, absolutely, and this is what's going on there, because before they used to give you the figure. They used to say, "Oh, by the way, it's 1182 for the Iraqi dinars. We're going to have denominations, the bond of 50,000, 100,000, 1 million dinar, for example, right?" But this time, he said it differently. Everybody's asking for this. Everybody now. And the good news is, this is the first time I see coordinations between the Parliament, the government, and the CBI. And for the first time ever, you see now the Parliament asking the CBI to delete the 3 zeros and make the currency stronger. And et cetera. I mean, all the good. We never had this before. But this is really good news because everybody's lining up with everything. And to go back to the 60 trillion, which is Walking Stick is correct, because...
Well, no. Walking Stick says to me, "What does that article say?" I said, "Sir, it says 60 trillion. He says, "That's wrong. It's 28 to 30. Well, whatever he said. That's wrong. And then he shows me the math behind it, and it all added up, and I thought, oh my gosh, these are the M figures.
Yes, and that's what they have there. Of course, I mean, they're not 60 trillion. We know that most of it is in the bank, and
they call it.
They have no liquidities.
They that part that was calculated into the math formulas that he gave me is called mattress dinars. Mattress dinars. That was funny. I said, "You mean the ones I say that they have underneath their camo?" And he laughed a little bit. He says, "Yeah." But oh my word! I mean, it just went on and on. It was like you know that show called Oak? Was it Oak Island or something like that, where they're looking for that treasure?
No, I see that one, Naked and Afraid. That's one.
No. They ain't nothing. Well, I'll say this: it is totally naked.
Okay.
When I was talking with him, it was like opening up a pirate treasure chest. Everything I've ever wanted to know was in that chest.
Charlie Johnson.
Everything. It is amazing. Oh, and by the way, don't repeat it. But you know that denomination I told you that I mentioned?
Yes.
Everybody's going to go and take their 25Ks, aren't they?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, yes.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Knock yourself out. But now you know which denomination to take now, don't you? Don't say which one, but oh my goodness, and Delta, this is just the beginning. He says, give me
I
two.
know, this is really exciting.
He said, give me 2 to 3 days. Let me rest up, because I could tell that he was getting exhausted. And he says, I'll call you back and have all your notebooks and papers or pencils sharpened, and I will give you more. I said, oh my goodness, in what way? He says, I need to tell you how they're going to do this now, and the timing, and I mean, oh, it's just amazing what he's got. But I'm not about to share this with anybody. Nobody. You and the three. I'm going to talk to Eminem, and I'm going to talk to Petra tonight, and they're going to swear to me to shut up, and the same with you, my brother. You just keep this to yourself. But you know the article I told you, it's in the FA. Poodle freak. It's in the final article thread. Go in there, read it. I think it's 124, 134, something like that. But
to be honest with you, all the time when I felt frustrated or whatever, I go all the time to the final thread, and that's where I'm relaxed.
Yeah, ain't it
That's what
though?
I do, because really, I want to be in that final articles that we had, really, because that's give you all that, especially like the last 6-7 pages that we got there. I mean, from 15, 16 all the way down. I mean, every day we have something now.
Hey, what is it, Manny? Hey, Manny, on Monday's conference call, I already told you, but I'm going to repeat it again. On Monday's conference call, I said, okay, family, let me show you the final article thread. Okay, there's this article. Okay, here's the number. Okay, oh my God. Okay, here's number 5. Okay, here's the 6th one. Okay, here's the next. Oh my goodness, that's all they talk about. Lifting the 3 zeros and adding value to their credit. This is boring.
Yeah, I remember the one that I brought in too, even though there's an article, but it was all over social media. The one I brought in, and everybody was asking. I mean, we brought to the family from the communication and social media was about a month, 2 months ago, and everybody's asking for that, right? Because they want their money to go back. They wanted the currency to go back over $3, and I don't blame them. I mean, they just devalued the currency overnight for those people. A lot of rich people, they got poor. So even if they come up at 1, 2, or whatever the rate, it's still not enough because they took the wealth out of the citizen, and that's not right. So people, they wanted their money to go back, and even people now they're thirsty for coins. They're thirsty for lower denominations. They wanted their currency to be strong, and this is what you see right now. Iraq understand that, but thanks God we got the right people right now, which is from Colony, the new governor of the CBI, and now the parliament, they're lining up for the first time ever. They're asking and demanding. I mean, they're demanding the CBI to lift the 3 zeros. And this is, I mean, we dreamed about this before. Remember, before everybody was against it. But now it's all over the news, and Iraq knows that, but all this indication showing that you're absolutely right. We're on the verge to see something. And like we said last time, we got about 30, 31 days probably within.
Yeah.
We're going to definitely find out, or we're on the verge to find something out, but something we have to consider too, because of the budget, is really very, very high possibility in my opinion. I might be wrong, but if they told us that the 2021 budget has a rate again, then just think about it. If the council minister is going to pass it on Saturday, that's mean if there's a rate on it, then everybody's is gonna be exposed, and that's against the CBI policies. So sometimes between now and then, in my opinion, that's another possibility, window of opportunity, what we call it. Very possible that maybe the CBI might choose the rate unless the government postpone that again.
Yes, and after they do that, I believe that we'll go to the 4th step. We will go to the tellers. I just feel deep in my heart because of what Walking Stick gave me. This is not a bunch of nonsense. This is not a bunch of baloney. Oh, my dear God, this comes from the horse's mouth, from the CBI, straight to his banks. And then he tells me, and by the way, I just found it. Here it is. It's post number 134 in the final article thread. That's the one that I believe, let me see. No, you didn't bring that one in. But holy cow, this article breaks down what Walking Stick was starting to tell me. It is just the very tip of the iceberg. It is loaded. It even talks about approximately what they have in the value of the new dinar convergence from the old rate now to a 1-to-1 rate with the American dollar. That post, you got to go check it out. 134 in the final article thread. I can't believe it. He says, Frank, The information is already out. The problem is that nobody knows how to interpret it, especially these people that are on the internet, these so-called gurus. They don't know jack. You are blessed to have this. Now let's stop, he said, and I'll talk to you and I'll give you more about it, because you have the article. And it doesn't give you what I'm giving you. It only gives you a little outline, doesn't it? And as I talking to him, I said, "Dear God, sir, look, listen. We're calling for the deletion of the 3 zeros from the dinar to strengthen the local currency. Economic experts are saying that the central bank is to delete the 3 zeros from the dinar, and it is known that they have monetary masses and circulations of about 60 trillion dinars, which was not available at the Central Bank of Iraq, the banks and the publics. It is a large monetary block compared to the." And here's where he said, there it is. The banks and the public, it is a large monetary block compared to the economic transactions of the Iraqi economy, and that a large proportion of this block suffers from compactness. And that's when he stopped me. He said, "That's the word. It suffers from," and I said, compactness, and he says, "Yes. And therefore, this does not help the Central Bank of Iraq in drawing a policy effective for cashing, calling." We're calling for the deletion of the 3 zeros would solve this into a gradual deletion of all the zeros to make the value of the dinar appear at a higher value. And the process of evaluating the monetary balance, it would be quickly done. It just goes on and on and on. You got to read that article. Now, take what I gave you when you read this article, and you'll smile and you will fall to your knees and praise God. Today,
because I'm smiling too much, my denture just fall off.
Tomorrow is Tink's birthday, by the way. She's here with me.
Happy birthday, Tink! Oh my
you.
God! Happy early birthday! Wish you the best, sweetheart. Wish you the health, prosperities, and wish to, of course, Frankie to heal and everything will be good. And I wish to see you guys again, which is I'm going to see you.
Yeah,
I'm going to see you guys very soon.
Yep.
And I wish you the best, sweetheart. Happy birthday to you and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Well, I'll leave you in peace. I'm going to play this tonight, but I'm not going to play, of course, what I told you. But but take it to God in prayer. Study 134 and overlap it with everything I gave you. As soon as he gives me more, I'll call you. But in all honesty, I'm in the car. If I was in the house, I would read you all 9 pages. It is in depth. It is amazing. It is incredible. Oh my God. The ATMs are loaded. With the new small category notes, everything is being put into position. And I believe that today, what is it? Today is the 3rd? No, tomorrow's the 3rd. So by this Saturday, we'll have the first week done. We got 3 weeks left in the month of December. I believe in the next 2 weeks, it'll be down to the tellers, to the citizens. So that's why I tell you, sometime around the 4th week of this month to the 4th week of next month, look out, buddy. Look out.
I will, brother. I will. I'm going to look out, and I'm not going to sleep, get my caffeine ready, and sleep next to the CBI as usual, get my back.
There you go.
I'm going to go push it for everybody.
Let me know if you hear anything, okay? Especially from the, what's it called? The media, what's it called?
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely follow, because there's a lot of stuff really going on, and definitely something is lining up, and everybody's talking about the same thing. But very great information, big progress.
That's all they talk about. Our Firefly said that to me, and I laughed. He says, Frank, every day they just talk to us about lifting the 3 zeros and adding value to our currency. And I said, wow, it's getting boring, isn't it? And he laughed. All right, my brother. God bless you. Be safe, and praise God. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care, buddy. Be safe. I love you guys.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you were watching our UB2B, and that's why I didn't really want to make any recording tonight, I wanted to guide you with my facial expressions, but mainly by pointing. You're going to listen to this recording again. And it'll probably be around the 3rd or 4th time where it'll click. And when it does, you know where the final article threads are. You know the value of it. It started on the night that President Trump was elected, and he went and had his inaugural dinner, and he sent his son-in-law that same night, and they started this. Somebody said to me, well, Frank, if Biden is elected president, this all goes down the toilet, doesn't it? As far as the Iraqi dinar monetary reform goes, that belongs to Iraq. And Iraq is a sovereign country. They can do what they want. But in the last 4 years, 8 years were not wasted and fortified China and Iran and Russia. The last 4 years, China, Iran, and Russia have been crippled by Donald Trump. And Iraq is now going to be the central financial hub of the Middle East, and all the Middle Eastern countries will support them in a basket, and they will support Israel. Then, as things sour, these nations will turn against Israel. And you know the rest. You read the book. I want to talk to you. I want to tell you what's right here. But I think that please don't, well, be nice, Frank. But I think that if you allow us the time, if you allow them the time, if you allow yourself the time, just to study what we pointed at tonight. Now, you're still not going to, I pray that you do. If you come across words that you, some people are very rude, and they know that if they call, they interrupt us. So they call again. And you know, that would normally just blow me up. Jesus Christ is coming back. And Satan knows it. And that's why Satan came out of the depths of hell to walk visibly, not invisibly, visibly on this surface of the earth. When did you ever think that at the blink of an eye, at the snap of a finger, the United States of America would become a communist nation? When did you ever think that? If Biden is elected president, Iraq will still go through their monetary reform. But our U.S. Treasury, he's not going to share any of it with you American citizens. He's just going to send it back to Iran or to China, or pocket it, or pay CNN, or pay, you know who. You know, the guy that runs CNN, what a disgusting human being. He was just caught yesterday saying some horrible things. When he has his staff meetings at CNN, he tells them what to say. There he was talking in his voice, telling them, you're going to report this, you're going to report this. No, you don't. Don't you know what journalism is? Don't you know that it's for me in an honest way? When did you ever think that Satan would walk on this earth surface without trying to hide? If Biden is elected, Iraq will still go through their monetary reform, but you will be raped financially. He wants to go up to about 50% in taxes or more. He wants anybody with a specific amount of money to lose it all and to be given to them. Just yesterday, they started squatting. Every day, these communists come up with something else. Because Satan is helping them. You know what squatting is? And sadly, it's a bunch of minorities that are doing this, and it's only one color. And they're going into these homes that have signs that say for sale. And they break into the house, and they squat there, and they sit there for days, for weeks, and they say, Based on the sovereign law, I now claim this property for myself. I have the rights. You're evil. And it's as simple as that. And evil is sponsoring you and supporting you. And it is highly possible that evil is going to be victorious before God sends Jesus. So you prepare yourself for that, okay? It's possible that Biden will be the president of the United States of America. And America will change. You know, I find it interesting that the Supreme Court should take up all of this that's going on with President Trump right now, because they should be fearful. Biden and the vice president of Biden, they're going to pack the court. Take it up to about 15, maybe 20. It will be insane. The laws that will be passed will tear you apart, rip your guts out. The freedom that you had as an American citizen America will never be the same if Biden is in the White House. Never, ever again. And if that's the case, Donald Trump is going to open up a news broadcasting company, and he's going to show you what is in a laptop. He's going to show you the things that many of you are saying, well, how come they don't talk to us? How come, where's the watermarks? Where's this? Where's that? Where's all that? You see, the JOA, what's his name, Barr? Is that it? The justice, I forget. Are those the initials for that guy? I forget. He's the justice of whatever you call it, Barr. The FBI, the CBI. I said CBI. The FBI, the CIA. Our government is corrupt. It's filthy. And you're finding out that it's corrupt on both sides. Really? Really, Republican rhinos? Really? Who's lining your pockets? Our country will never be the same. In fact, I wouldn't mind leaving this country. If Biden is elected president, I think it'll just speed God to come back to send his son quicker. But our country will be devastated. But in the meantime, Donald Trump is going to show you a lot of things. And those of you that voted for, Biden and his group, you'll be ashamed. And they're going to devastate you. They're going to devastate you. There's a reason why God dealt with Hitler, with Mussolini, with Napoleon, Genghis Khan. There's a reason why. And there's a reason why he's going to deal with the left socialists that hate Jesus Christ and the worship of God. Oh, they hate it, they despise it, because they don't serve Jesus. They serve the other false god. And they love it. Oh, they love the feel of flesh. Oh, yeah. You be a leader. You be a leader for God, for Christ, for the Holy Spirit. Don't be weak. Don't just sit there in your room and say nothing. Stand for Jesus. I'm not saying stand for Trump. If you want to, that's cool. But it's more important that you stand for Jesus. There's no drug, there's no doctor that's going to heal me. Only Jesus. But I stand by this drug that I'm taking, and I stand by my doctors. Be a leader for Christ. Any dead fish can float downstream. Stand up against injustice. Don't be dead in your emotions. But stand up for against injustice with God. Don't do it in a crazy manner. Don't yell and scream. Be smart about it. And the best way is to stay in constant prayer. Because the God that they're serving, they know you're praying. And they're trying to stop you. America after 9/11? Well, there might have been a reason for 9/11. America has to turn back to God. We have to turn back to God, not to the flesh. I often wondered if God had to turn away from the United States of America because of what we are now seeing. They used to put the babies of the kings of Israel in the bronze arms of Baal over the fire, and the baby would just scream, and it was set on fire, and it killed, sacrificed, not for God, but for Satan. Ladies and gentlemen, since abortion was legalized in the 70s, the world has murdered 1.5 billion babies. How do you think God feels about that? And the United States of America has helped the European countries and many countries around the world to promote abortion. How do you think God feels about America? How do you think he feels about our politicians? But I really feel deep in my heart, that that God knows what he's doing. I certainly don't know what I'm doing. I just yell and scream and fight and take out the sword and cut everybody's ears off. But that's not what God wants from us. And it's taken my health issues to point this out to me, that I can teach it to you. The left is crack smoke crazy with power right now. With power for their God, for Satan. And the more babies that, full-term babies, beautiful full-term babies, the more of those that they can murder, the more they please their God. This is war. Not the kind where you take out a gun, No. This is spiritual war, where you take out the word of God and you pray. Be a leader for Christ. Don't be dead in your emotions, but be a leader with Christ. Walking stick gave me a lot. I don't even think I gave you 1% probably tonight. But that 1% was valuable, and it is the title of our UB2B. I pointed. Now you know how to get into my forum, ktfalways.com. You know how to find final article threads. You know where it's at. And now you know which article we pointed at, right? So you go to this article and you start to read it, and then at the end you say to yourself, huh? So start to research those words and try to understand what they're trying to tell you, because that's just 1% of what Walking Stick told me, but he gave it to me deeper. It is complex. It is very complex. It is very detailed. And it's what the Fab Four did with the CBI. And it's being laid out like fresh concrete right now. It's hardening, and soon you'll be able to walk on it, and all the citizens of Iraq. And if Biden becomes president, you're going to have this, and you just be careful, okay? Be careful. You got to know when to hold them, when to fold them. I started today, didn't I, Tink? I started today channeling our finances, huh?
Yes.
It's a 50-50 chance. But if it gets to the Supreme Court, it's more of a 70-30 chance that Trump will be the president. But our government is so corrupt. The District of Attorney, is that what it is? DOA?
DOJ.
DOJ, pardon me. I did say that first. DOJ and the FBI and the CIA, our whole government, the media, these people are all against Donald Trump. And the evidence is so clear. It's so clear. And of course, the left denies any of it. That's what they do. At the blink of an eye, they took all their clothes off in front of the world and said, this is my true self. My name is Lucifer. Nice to meet you. Well, I told you the last time we were together that don't lose hope. And the name of hope was what? Jesus. Don't lose hope. Let's see what happens. I have no idea. I pray that Donald Trump wins, but right now it's 50-50. If we get to the Supreme Court level, it becomes more of a 70-30, 80-20 chance for Donald Trump. And I believe that in the first week of January, he's going to pull out a Trump card. And let's see what happens. So you study. You know where to go. You know how. You are a member of KTFalways.com, right? You're not. Well, you should be. You know where to go in the final article threads. Now, premium people. Tonight, I call Petra. And I call Eminem. Well, actually, it's late. Gentlemen, Petra, Eminem, if you're listening, I'll call you tomorrow. Call you tomorrow. And I've already called Delta. And what I will share with these gentlemen, I will not share with anyone unless I am ready this coming Monday. And it is highly possible that they are going to tell you more of what we have. And I just have a small part of it. This is just the basics. I'm about to get all the details even further. And the reason why is because they're already been released to the banks. Anyways, it looks like you're into all these other subjects, so I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight to you. And I want to thank everyone. You're wonderful people, and I appreciate the time that I spent with you. And so does my Tink, don't you, Tink?
I do.
Yes, you do. You guys want to see Tink?
Nope.
You want to see Tink? Tink, you want to get in front of the camera?
No.
No. Can I draw your picture and then show them your picture? Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah? What'd you say?
Sure.
Sure? Okay, hold on. I'm going to draw a Tink for you, okay? Hold on a second. And then I'll show you her face here, okay? Turn. Okay, there you go. Don't move, sweetie. Sweetie, don't move. Hold on a second. Okay, I think I got it. I got her. Unfortunately, my thumb got in the way while I was drawing Tink, but she's in back of that thumb. Honestly, okay. I love you. Oh, and I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you. Y'all take care of each other, okay? Pray for each other, lift each other, and do not fight back. What I say? It's war. But it's a spiritual war. And Satan knows it. And that's why he's fighting so hard. So hard. 1.5 billion babies sacrificed to this God. You know what to do. Now go do it. Now I pray that next Monday I'll be able to break it all down for you further. Because even what you might read, you may not understand. If you know an economic professor at some college, take it to them and see if they can help you with it. If you know a high school teacher that teaches social science or whatever, take it to somebody to tell them, can you read this and tell me what it says, what you think it says? Don't take it to your next door neighbor and say, what do you think? Be professional. Be serious about this study. And if everything works out okay, next Monday I'll talk to you about it at whatever level I'm allowed to. And when you stop and think about it, 4 and 4, well, that's not bad. Y'all take care. Bye-bye now. Aloha.